Morning, everybody. Welcome to Bottom Line Thursday. Brad Johnson. Who else do we have with us today on your show?
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Well done.
I did
What are we
have to
talking about
laugh.
today?
Well, I did have to laugh real quick. I know in one of our prior recordings that we did, I introduced both of you as my guests, and this is actually your show, so that was kind of bad form on
You know what? You do so well, we let it slide. I mean, we'll deal with you off camera for that slip up, but right now we're just going to let our audience know that it's okay. It's
okay. Good. Well, thank you. Very kind. Well, today let's do a little bit of just good blocking and tackling HR benefit advice. Should we do that? Nothing too crazy, but
very exciting. Very exciting.
So, if we're looking out at the world of penalties issued by the Department of Labor and different things that employers can do, the list is many, right? We can mess up in many ways when it comes to benefits, but this one caught my eye a little bit. So Prudential, large life insurance company, obviously, had a settlement with the Department of Justice because they were denying life insurance claims. And you think, okay, well, what is that? What's the reason for that? Well, turns out, actually, from our viewpoint, it was probably legitimate. They had employees that applied for voluntary life and did not get approved for that. And so if those folks passed away, the claim got denied. The problem was the employer was collecting payroll deductions on that.
Oh, yes.
So to the family, after the employee passed, they thought they had that coverage. Now, what's interesting about it, though, the insurance company was the one that got sued, not the employer.
Really?
So,
yeah.
So
I find that odd.
Labor, I think you said Department of Justice. So,
I mean, we've had that situation before when an employee has, elected coverage, they get a guaranteed issue amount, they apply for the amount above guaranteed issue. And, it's always the question, do we withhold for that higher amount in case you're approved? Do we not withhold? But we've also had the situation where employees have had payroll deductions happen. They didn't get enrolled by mistake, and we've had to go back to the carrier and get them apply it, retroactively. But this is totally different.
Yeah,
because you see that from the employee standpoint or their family that yes, I had coverage; it was coming out of my paycheck every day.
Yeah,
was Prudential accepting that premium? Is that part of it? Do you think that Prudential was taking that premium paid and
sure?
You would think they would have been refunding it. I don't know.
If it was, in our world, they call it self-accounting. So the employer can just report what they owe and Prudential cash the employer's check. I guess downstream, they accepted the money too. So I can definitely see how this happened. But definitely, I think the takeaway advice on this, if you're in HR, and I know it's tricky, to have to split deductions. Okay, here's the amount that you already have been approved for, but let's wait to capture the additional amount until you're approved by evidence. That's kind of 2 payroll entries versus 1. Pulling that deduction out is almost the promise to that employee's family that you have coverage. And we just,
Well, and it's not just life insurance. I mean, how many of us see this for short-term disability where, when you are first eligible, you can apply up to 60% of your base. Well, then they don't apply for short-term disability that first year. And then year 2, they say, oh, I want the full, bad example, $500, per week benefit. Well, since you waived in the first year, I know there's a carrier out there that says, well, now you only can get, $100. I got a claim happening right now. $500 benefit is being removed from his paycheck. He's only eligible for $100.
Yeah.
So that is how that happens.
Yeah.
Nobody was on the HR side. Did they even get approved for the 500? And they didn't. Yeah. And you know what, Brad, to your point, they're on a self-bill. So the carrier has no clue. We're just reporting total volume times the rate. That's how much money goes to the carrier.
Yep.
So we've had it to the benefit of the employee before where, they didn't get enrolled in medical because, somebody forgot to make that election happen in the carrier portal for whatever reason. And they've had premium withheld. That was enough for the carrier to say, okay, you intended to have it, so let's go back and put it in place. But that was after it was figured out. These are just claims happening because somebody passed away. That's an awful phone call to have.
Yeah.
That your family doesn't get the benefit. So yes, just make it simple, make it right, do it the correct way. That's the reminder.
So there you go. That's our update. Not quite as spicy as some other ones, but just good reminders of what we should be doing.
Yes.
No, it's all right. Thank you, Brad.
All right.
Thank you again,
have a
Brad.
good one.
We'll see ya.
Good to see you.
See ya.